Well, it's been a couple days in-game here, so welcome back to Project Zomboid, and we've been busy. We've been a little bit busy, not too much. So, first little update is, so I went around all the river, most of the river mostly, collecting clay here. We have a little bit left here, and in my journeys I found one of the two zombies that, you know, walked by the base a couple weeks ago, so there's only one left somewhere in the forest, but no longer two. So yeah, reduce the threat by 50%. Fantastic. You see a couple of the good crates here now with all the smithing gear. So carpentry has been flying up. It was literally after I read the book. So we reached level 6, I think, last episode. Then I read the book for level 7 and 8. And it was like 10, maybe 15 floor tiles. And I was level 8. So 7 and 8 then very quickly in succession. Over here. Over there. We've done a little bit of brickwork. It's almost a complete room. I just ran out of sand, so I can't do any more concrete right now. So a couple wall pieces missing. What's a little bit annoying here in this forest area, there's these leaves on the ground. So you can actually pick them up and throw them in the garbage bin, but it's very, very tedious work. But yeah, we're getting close to actually having a room. I also built some stairs here so we can make the roof eventually. But I haven't actually done anything up here yet. So yeah, and then over there, somewhere is the bridge. We're gonna drive over there in a second. Just have a quick... So the plan for today here is, first of all, for us to be able to make more walls, we're gonna need a little bit of sand. So sand collection is the call of the day. So we're gonna need a spade here. I think I put the empty sacks in here. Yeah, wonderful. And then I wanted to poke a little bit into Fallas Lake, south side, just to see. It's kind of the closest town-ish area, and I mentioned I wanted to do some mechanics, and for that we really want to have multiple cars so we can work on it. So I haven't actually done anything yet. And this is the bridge that we have so far. I'm kind of thinking I want to probably extend this to 6 tiles over 4 tiles, and then maybe put some railings on the side so it actually looks like a proper bridge. And working on the road here. That should be fairly quick to complete. Now the big question is, okay, so when I was doing this, cars were actually broken again and not showing up correctly. Now as I reload the game, they're showing up correctly again. It's a little bit of a gamble. So yeah, for future episodes they might look properly or they might look broken, and I don't understand what's causing it either way. Oh, one other thing I downloaded but I forgot to activate is a mod that I always wanted to use, and I think this is the perfect opportunity for it, which is the mode mod, which allows you to build your own water modes. So we can basically dig a channel and expand the river that we have. So instead of walling off the opening between the two arms of the river, we could just build a giant moat connecting those and have like a solid water line going over there. I haven't used that mod yet. I don't know if it actually works that way, but it sounds kind of fun. Also kind of overpowered, but hey, it's fine. Gonna try to keep things relatively clean here in terms of keeping zombies off the road. The other thing I need to figure out how I want to do this is getting some additional. Hang on. Is that a second? I thought that I had a walkie-talkie. Getting some additional doorknobs and door hinges. So if we find like a door in the little fences, that's an idea. Or we could actually, you know, disassemble the outer doors of houses. Not as long as we're not going inside, it's fine, right? We're just bending the rules. We're not breaking them. I'm gonna need some sacks. You always need 4 tiles of sand to fill a sack. So this is gonna take a second here. Alright, 7 sacks of sand. It's not looking too bad. And we could also... Wait, is that broken here? That looks like a crash car. Yeah, it's a wrecked car. Okay. In the parking lot, that's weird. You could just tow one of these back towards base so I can do some mechanic stuff. But hey, if I'm gonna go through the effort of towing something, might as well be a useful vehicle, right? There's also that power wagon back at the fruit stand towards the pony place. That's a little bit further away. There we have a water bottle. Let's put one of those into my inventory. Yeah. This road should probably also be kept somewhat clean. They looked a little bit weird. Oh, that's just cargo pants. Okay. No disrespect to any cargo pants enjoyers. I mean, it's kind of fresh, doesn't it? Well, luck, exactly my size. Alright, so what I had in mind is checking out this area here, because this is a bar, and outside of bars you have usually sports cars. That's not a sports car. Frickin' Mini is parked there. Alright. Maybe we have something beside it, or at the laundromat next door. Oh, that reminds me also. was meaning to do that at the start of the episode, but I already forgot. During the last 2 helicopter events, I forgot to increase our number of friendly sprinter zombies. So we're going up now to 3%, 1% extra for each helicopter event we survive. And I'm totally not gonna regret that little rule set for this run. Okay, there is no luck with cars here, but I guess ever since I got the Humvee, I feel like I can't complain. I mean, that one looks kind of interesting with that roof rack. Definitely getting more confident with the zombie fighting here now. You can have that. Do I have spare ones? Yes, one. And I have a couple more in the car. Hey, actual pepper. No, let's just throw everything away. I just want to grab some garbage bags. We do have the carpentry skill to make freaking water collector barrels, so we definitely should do that. Although, getting a sink up and running is a little bit difficult, because there are very few outdoor sinks that we can do it. What's the deal here? Nothing in the roof rack? Key is in, no gas. Wardrobe map. That is across the street from Quatman Medical. And once again, the manual for the vehicle type in the glove box. So, what's the condition of this thing? Ooh, it's rough. It takes some work. 47 engine quality. Let's check this one. I'll take an extra water bottle. Thank you very much. It's a little bit rough. 52 condition, quality rather. Yeah, right hand side drive. There's a teddy in here. Is that the Mr. Bean teddy? Because there's a Mr. Bean version of the Mini. Certainly looks like it. I can't leave one behind. If I take one, I take both. Probably brothers. We don't want to separate them. Right. Check over here. Couple more zombies. There's a bookstore over there, which, is nice to know, but not very helpful if we're not allowed inside just yet. Ooh, hello. full can of gas. That might make things interesting here. Key in the ignition. What's the deal with this car? Why does it have all these guns inside? Oh, it's an unmarked police car. Engine condition is not very great. Quality is okay. Anything above 50, I'm not going to complain about too much. I'm actually tempted here now to grab this. Fill her up. A little bit concerned that the one can of gas basically filled this thing up almost halfway. Probably means also the fuel tank is a little bit busted. Park up here, and then we can pull that thing home later. Alright, let's push a little bit more into town. But first of all, an egg salad. And yes, we're back on an egg diet because, you know, the fishing I did in between, we were up to 87. Now we're 85. I think we actually lost our overweight today. So, yay. Can't just live off of fish and butter. Turns out that's not good for the weight. Huh. I never noticed that the fences here had like a couple low quality pieces, couple high quality pieces. Random sleeping bag outside. Yeah, I'm still wondering if I want to disassemble like a door or so from the shops here. Just so that we can make our doors in our own home place. Oh, great. Hinges I can make eventually. It's the knobs that we need. I think we're gonna grab the one on the laundromat and then push a little bit further in. Okay, that's 2 doorknobs, plenty of hinges. So we should be able to actually make a gate now back at base, and definitely a door for our... Well, we need to complete the wall first because before we worry about a door, but still. Can go in there, and let's also put the teddies in there. No reason to carry around too much stuff. We were switching to my weapon instead of the frickin' hammer. Designer eyeglass. I was wondering what the green thing on his head was there. Okay, it's definitely getting a little bit more busy over here. Very busy, actually. Yeah. So all the building, we can use a little bit of combat training here. Already too many residence keys of residences. I don't remember where they were, so I'm not gonna pick anything up here. Well, honestly, I don't think like there's anything worthwhile fighting for right now here. Yeah, we can't get into any of the buildings to loot them, and I'm not seeing any vehicles outside that are worth checking out. We do have some time in the day left. Let me have a quick look at the map here. So we could, of course, poke our way through the town, come around this way, just to complete, like, have the whole road on the map and the outskirts of town. Let's see how spicy it is to go down main road here. I don't want to damage the vehicle more than I've already have, but they're kind of all off the street right now. No, they're not. Alright, okay. This might not be the smartest move here, but it's the move my way can. Maybe I underestimated. Okay, now I think we need to go this way. We actually want to get outside, out of town on the other end. Yeah, you know what? Double zombie population is maybe a little bit more zombies than I had in mind. I should not be doing this if we don't have a second car. Also, the car I wanted to tow back to base is, of course, on the southern end of town. So leaving on the northern side might not have been the smartest move ever. Alright, look. Was a spur-of-the-moment decision. Took a calculated risk, but I'm kind of bad at math sometimes. Yeah, this little dirt road leads to the houses along the river that we know all too well from our previous run. And there's already the construction van here. And our road. Okay, you know what? Let's call it a little adventure and focus on some building. I'm just gonna park up right here so I don't have to drive too much on the grass. Okay, let's grab the sand. And spade. Everything else can stay in here for now. Oh, the bricks I'm gonna need. Well, I have some of the bricks are unloaded and they're in the base, so that's all fine. Right. Step 1. Water buckets. Do we need to put you on my inventory? Oh, I need to unpack the clay. That's, I think, the important part here. Mix bucket of cement and do this again. Then go here and grab bricks. And another 8 bricks. And over here then. Let's grab regular brick walls. Leaving 2 openings for windows. Okay, and back to making more cement. Fill the buckets with water. Mix the cement. Grab the bricks. Although, technically, I guess we only need 2 more pieces of wall. So we need 1 bucket, 8 bricks. And then I'm going to take the windows. Fully enclosed. Well, except for having no roof. But hey, we're getting there. We're getting there. Alright, let me just grab all the leaves and throw them in the bin. So it doesn't look completely outdoors. I think the stump we can remove with the pickaxe. We're getting a little bit out of breath because we're carrying too much stuff around the whole time. That's pretty much par for the course here with the whole... Oh, there's still some leaves here. Okay. Alright, next step is gonna be getting that roof in. That's the most nerve-wracking part of this job. Getting that first tile in here at the top of the stairs. I did also use a bunch of the metal that we got from the various car disassemblies we did, and made like almost 200 nails, so got a good decent amount here. Yeah, the other annoying fact here is always then trying to see with the perspective which ones are the tiles on the top floor you've already done and which ones are the bottom floor tiles. Oh, and that's my hammer broken, huh? That's annoying. Not even sure what you do with a worn stone. Alright, let me get a fresh hammer, and I think we were just out of planks. Yeah, not quite. Let's leave the planks here and get some fresh tools. 1 fresh stone hammer. I'm gonna need more planks. Actually running out of chopped down wood. Well, down here is a lot of wood still in the forest. Well, we're in the big forest, there's wood everywhere, but now we had some trees chopped in the original place where I wanted to build the road first. Carefully walk upstairs. Let's see how the actual building or compound is gonna look like. I'm trying to not make just a bunch of square boxes. building options in this game are kind of a little bit limited, right? Yeah, boy. This is not at all hard to see where the roof ends and where the floor starts. Bring enough planks? Okay, that should be the full roof planked in. 2 planks spare. And 13 nails spare. Wonderful. Okay, so I guess the big moment is then... actually... Let me put these downstairs. Then we can maybe make a door from that. So the big moment is always, is the game recognizing this as an indoors area? And the way you can identify this is by checking the temperature if it changes significantly as you move inside outside. So we're having a 2-degree difference, so this is properly inside here. We made ourselves a place, a thing. Well, let's finish this off. Let's get the door hinge and the doorknob out of the car. Also, I think the pickaxe should be in here. Let's see if we can actually remove that stump. So, first things first, yes, okay. Which gives us some scrap wood. Now, let me guess. A door needs 4 planks, right? Yeah, okay. So we're gonna need one more plank. I was hoping I can see a log somewhere that I could just pick up off the ground. I think I see something up there. Ooh, it's raining. Door. And just like that, we are now, for the first time since day 1, inside a room. Well, I guess we were inside a room before, but you know, it only counts as a real room if you have a door. So yeah, with that in mind, I think I'm gonna move the tent inside. Maybe in the morning, since it's already fairly late. Let's take care of all these noodles here. First of all, egg dinner. A little drink. And you might also notice that our little farm here is looking a little bit smaller than it was before because crops keep dying off. Either, I'm not sure if I maybe left them without new water too long, since this is the first time it rains since I originally planted those, or some of them are just not in season and the game's crop season system is a little bit very, very strict. You planted in the wrong one, things are gonna die. Just outright. So I think I'm just gonna read a little bit about tracking, and then have a good night's sleep. Interesting that we can sleep up to midnight. It's like really still staying bright outside in the summer. Alright, let me just do something quickly here. Right, so I just relaunched the game and enabled the mode mod. So let's see how that works. So we can now not do anything. Did I not pick up the spade? Oh, now I put it down again. Let me actually grab that scrap wood. No reason to have that with us. So yeah, if we wanted to actually close this off. Ah yeah, there's a dig molds option now. As I understand it, over time it's gonna fill up, I hope. Thought it would actually just float over from the existing water, but I think it also fills up from the rain. Yeah, that looks a little bit weird. I don't know. I actually don't want to completely mode this off just yet, but let's give it some time. I think there's some sort of factor where like over time it kind of fills up, swoops over, and I want to see how that looks. It might look a little bit scuffed, but hey, why not test it on your life save rather than in a sandbox world? That just seems like a smart thing to do. So the other thing, if we take a look at the map of our little place here, so our road is somewhere over here. So I was actually thinking like bringing the road in roughly to the center-ish, and then without like going north and south. And basically here on the tip, we're gonna have a big cow pasture. Got our chickens here. We're gonna put, I don't know, sheep, pigs, whatever in here. Reminds me, we gotta actually work on the whole pig and leather thing for the forge, and then yeah, I don't know, fill in the space. I gotta think big, right? It's not just gonna be like a little hut where we sleep. This is gonna be a base, a compound, a giant area that is way too big for a single person, but still, that's my goal here. First things first, though. I think we're gonna move into our new little place now. So, of course, I put a whole bunch of stones into this, so those need to go on the ground. And everything else... back for now. Of course, our doe and froggies need to come with us. Kind of perfect timing that we finish this off just as it starts raining, so we can now actually sleep in a dry place. Because long term, you know, would be nice to have an actual bed. You can actually craft a bed with carpentry. The big problem with that is that it's just also going to be average sleep quality, which is kind of like, I like the achievement of crafting my own bed, but at the same time, it's going to be the same sleep quality as the tent. So, feels a little bit unrewarding, gotta say. Little frog army. No, you're my friend's frogs. You're not the emergency meat reserve. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I guess one thing I could check here quickly. What do we have? 5 planks? What can I do with 5 planks? Like a bookshelf? Yeah, then we can put all our books in here. Start actually, you know, living a little bit. And I guess the other thing, even though it's not fantastic for our bedroom, is if we want to work on getting a better forge, getting a better smelting setup, we're going to need to dry some leather. So we're going to need the leather drying racks, and they actually are dependent on, well, actually all drying racks are dependent on being outside or inside. Like our plant drying racks are not fantastic out here when it's raining. But I want to build the leather drying racks then inside immediately. So let's actually have a quick look here. We're gonna need medium leather drying racks, right? For which we're gonna need 6 sticks. Long sticks. Can't use anything else, okay. So let's go. I don't want tree branches, I want long sticks. I probably need a surface. Alright, then we're gonna need some twine, which I'm certainly gonna have somewhere. I think that should be all. Yes, medium level drying rack. I think we're just gonna put that in. Oh, can I not? I can rotate it. Yeah, let's put it like this. Let's weigh me down. Is it really that one spool of twine here? It was. Interesting. Okay. Well, so we're gonna have a super rainy day here. Let me see. I think I'm out of eggs. What we're doing here. Also, how is the Lily? Okay, as long as Lily is too little, nothing we have to fear. Alright, we got a couple eggs here. Dirtiness is fine. Yeah, I need to kind of consolidate everything though. Like, I feel like this, our little new hut is a little bit far away from everything else, but it's also a little bit closer to the bridge. Where do I put the eggs? Here. Let's make some fire. I still not used to it being the button here. Okay, 6 eggs is not gonna last us too long, so maybe let's get through the first hunger here with a little salad. And let's grab some fishing gear. Let's end this episode with a little fishing trap here. Got some rotten fish fillets. Make for excellent bait. Let's have a little bait fish on it. Now, with the river being relatively small, usually you want to stand at least 10 tiles away from the spot you're fishing in. So what I've been doing here is basically staying way off the shore. I'm just gonna throw it in. And I do have the wonderful mod, you know, slow down the game speed when something bites. So you can kind of fast forward time of fishing. And it will go back to normal speed as soon as something bites. Oh, we're getting all the seaweed here, great. Maybe we're still a little bit too close. And then as soon as the bobber hits the land, you actually, you know, reel it in. I'm a little bit concerned that since it's been a couple days since I fished, maybe that bait fish I have on it is rotten and it's not actually working anymore, and that's why we're getting just seaweed. No, I think now it's splashing. That might be a fish. Small white crappie. Too small for slicing. Alright, but let's see. That's been my main fishing experience so far. Always these too small for slicing. But we got one fish we could slice, which is why we have these fish fillets. And using them now as bait is usually the big break-in point, where you can get like predator fish. They are usually a little bit larger. Let's see what we can get. Splashing. Small white bass. At least it didn't use up the bait. Let me see. Can we... No, that's too far away already. Well, there's still splashes in the water over here, so might as well continue fishing there. It's a little bit of a bad day here. And so it feels a little bit cheaty, you know, since you reel in the fish, or you get the fish as soon as you hit the shore. But hey, it's nature of the river here. Let me try over here. More crab, more crab. I guess one thing I never checked here. Do we already have fishing info? Time normal, whether... Oh yeah, I don't have fishing skill high enough yet to get any information on whether or not the time, the weather, the wind, etc. is good or bad for the current fishing conditions. That's at least a little bit bigger. Can we slice this? Medium white bass, too small for slicing. 30 hunger reduction, but still too small. Hello. Big white bass. Too small for slide. Why? I feel like something is broken with fishing in this patch. That should only 61 hunger reduction and still too small for slicing. That seems a little bit cracked. Also, we have our first actual thunderstorm of the run. So what I'm gonna do here now, get rid of that fishing rod. Then we're gonna all the fish in here. Double check that we can't slice. No, there's something we can. A medium white bass apparently we can slice. Didn't it say it's too small for slicing? No, we have some proper fish fillets yet now. I'll put the 30s in here and the smaller ones. Can we halve these? No. I'm just gonna throw them on the ground here as future fishing bait. Up. drink. I think as soon as the fish is cooked here, we're gonna jump over into our little hut with a cozy little book on tracking. Call it. All right. So one thing that I'm gonna start doing now that we have actual 4 walls and a roof is doing exercise, because I really want to get more fitness and more strength up. So I might just there might be a little bit of a pause until we get to the next episode, as you know, it just still takes a bunch of real life time, even if I'm not recording some of the stuff that I'm doing. But yeah, I'm gonna do some fishing every now and then, cooking up some eggs, and mostly doing reading and doing exercise so that we can maybe get a level or 2 in fitness. Strength is coming along okay-ish, although I also wouldn't mind. Well, we're actually really close. Probably the first exercise we do is gonna be enough for our strength to go to level 3, so we can carry more stuff. But fitness is gonna take some work. Fishing is also getting close to level 4, which is nice. Foraging, I've done very little foraging ever since we moved here, but that should also be super quick to knock out. And yeah, at some point I also need to head back to the cows, milk them again. But I think that's gonna be something for another episode. For now, I'm gonna put a cut in here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.